What's going on, guys? Aero here, and guys, we are now less than 2 weeks away from having the Nintendo Switch in our hands, and guys, I'm just getting more and more hype as we get closer and closer to this launch date. But today I want to talk to you guys about 5 big questions that I still have about Nintendo Switch, and just things that I'm not clear on yet and I really want an answer to. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so my first thing that I'm really curious about is, why hasn't Nintendo not shown us the UI of the Nintendo Switch yet? I mean, if you guys aren't sure with what I'm talking about with the UI, I'm talking about like the user interface, like when you're looking through the game's menus and like the settings and stuff like that. Why hasn't Nintendo shown us anything officially yet? It's just really weird to me. I think that knowing about the UI is something that's definitely crucial to a system, because you want to make sure that people who are using your system know how to navigate through the menus and stuff like that. And so it's just weird how we're so close to the launch date for the Nintendo Switch and we still don't know anything about the UI. I mean, like, the only glimpse that we have of it is a little snippet from the treehouse, and then like a little clip that we had during the presentation on January 12th, and it's just like two couple seconds of like footage on the Nintendo Switch UI. And so it's really weird to me how they still haven't shown off the UI like officially yet. There hasn't been like a video by Nintendo or like them officially like explaining what the UI is and anything about it. So it is really weird to me. I hope that they do mention this. I'm sure they will have to eventually. I don't think that they can just, say that it's really easy to use or something like that and just not talk about it. I definitely think that we'll see something about it soon. But yeah, it's just really weird to me how Nintendo still hasn't talked anything about the UI. And even if it is really simple and easy to use, I'm still very curious to see just how it looks and everything, and I want to see how everything turns out and stuff. So I'd be really happy to see a simple video, just like a 2 or 3 minute video going over like the menus and just how to use it. And so yeah, that's definitely one thing I'd like to see and learn more about, just the UI of the system. Pause. Now, apparently someone got their Nintendo Switch early, and I just found this out while I was editing this video, and it looks like that they actually had like a retailer send them the Nintendo Switch early, and that's just really weird. First of all, like, how do you mess up a launch date for an entire system? Like, that's so weird. Like, if they, like, I understand like if games are sent out early and stuff, sometimes people just don't know and they send out games, but usually for systems, something as big as this, they don't get shipped out that early. Anyway, the system got shipped out to someone early, and they posted an entire video of them going through the UI. And so I guess that pretty much just answers what I was talking about in my previous like point, or like my question on what I wanted to see from the Nintendo Switch. And but still, that's not officially from Nintendo, even though that video talks a lot about the UI and it like shows us the person setting it up and going through the menus and everything. It still hasn't been officially shown by Nintendo, and I still want to see that from Nintendo. But yeah, I saw that video and then I was like, okay, well, I guess we did learn a little bit about the UI just from that video. And also there's another thing in that video that he mentions, which is going to be my next point in this video as well. So yeah, I do apologize about that. I just found that out while I was editing this video. Alright, my next question is the Nintendo Switch going to have a day 1 update? Now, whenever you get a new system, usually they have day 1 updates, and these are like updates that come out after the system is launched, and if you want to get like a majority of the data that you need to use the system from the servers, you have to connect online and download all of this data from the servers onto your system. And this is just a really long and tedious process that I hate doing on the launch day of a new system. I actually didn't get my Wii U on launch day, but I know a lot of my friends did, and they were talking about how it was just such a long process to get that day 1 update, and it's like really long and just boring, and like it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of memory, because everybody who got a Wii U or whoever gets the system on launch day is connecting online and going to that server to try to download all of the data onto their system. And so it just takes a really long time, and I really don't want a day 1 update on the Nintendo Switch as well. I can just imagine like me coming home and then like trying to get ready to play some games online and just check out some of the online features in the eShop and stuff like that, and I can't because the day 1 update takes like 4 hours to download onto my system. So I really don't want something like that to happen. Hopefully there isn't a day 1 update and everything that just comes directly onto the Switch, and you just connect online and then you're good to go and the servers will be running and everything. I really hope it's like that. I really don't want to have to wait like 4 or 5 hours just to get all of this extra data downloaded onto my system. So yeah, hopefully there isn't a day one update, but even if there is, I hope that Nintendo just tells us right away, like, okay, you are going to have to expect a day one update, and they don't tell us, and then we get our systems, and then we all find out that there is one. So I just hope Nintendo tells us that. Alright, now this question might sound a little bit weird to you guys, but is there a power button on the Nintendo Switch? Now, I'm sure you guys are like really confused. You're like, Aero, what are you talking about? Well, I'm not talking about the console itself, because I know like I'll show you a picture right here. I know there's a power button right here on top of the Nintendo Switch, but let me show you guys a picture of the Wii U Pro Controller, the Wii U Gamepad, and also the Wii remotes. Now, you guys can see that on all of these controllers, there is a power button that's right here. You guys can see right there that there's like a power button, and you can use that button to turn on the system. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this, and I don't, but whenever I look at the Joy-Cons and if I look at the Pro Controller for the Switch as well, there is no sign of a power button anywhere. Like, there's no button to push to turn on the actual Nintendo Switch system itself. So I'm not really sure if there is one, and that's really a question that I'm still like thinking about. Like, maybe they addressed this and I just missed it and I could just be a complete idiot. You guys can let me know in the comments, but I don't see a power button, and I'm not sure if there's like a way that I can turn on the Nintendo Switch system from just like my Pro Controller if it's docked onto my TV. Like, I really don't want to have to walk up to the system each time if I want to turn it on, and you know, that might sound a little bit lazy, but I really do wish that there's a way that I can turn on the system right from the Pro Controller or the Joy-Cons, because I don't see a power button on the Joy-Cons either. I'm sure there probably is some way and I just missed it. You guys can let me know. Maybe you have to press like the home button or something. I don't know. You guys can let me know. So that is definitely something that I'm curious about as well. Alright, so the next question that I have is about Virtual Console on the Nintendo Switch. So obviously the Nintendo Switch is going to have Virtual Console. This was stated in many interviews that people have had. They've said Virtual Console is going to be coming on the Nintendo Switch, but we have no official information about Virtual Console as of right now. Nintendo hasn't stated anything about it, like when it's coming out, whether our purchases, if they're going to be carried over or not, if we're going to have to rebuy them. You know, they haven't told us anything, and the only thing that we know is, yeah, Virtual Console is coming on the system. So I really hope that they do tell us about Virtual Console. They don't have to tell us like an exact release day as to when it's coming, but sort of tell us like some information about like the program and how it's going to work, and just if it's going to be tied to our accounts and stuff like that. I think that that'll definitely help out some people, and like let us know like what types of games are coming, if there's going to be some new games, if they're going to add some extra things down the road, because you know, I think they also said like they're taking like old games and adding like online features for them, and so there's definitely some cool things going to be that are going to be happening, and so I'm just really curious about that. So hopefully they do talk about that real soon as well. Alright, so the last big thing that I want to talk to you guys about the Nintendo Switch is the online on the Nintendo Switch. Now, Nintendo has been so quiet about the online features about the Nintendo Switch, and I think that that's just so weird to think about it like that, because we're only a few days away from this system launching, and we still have no clue how the online for this system is going to work. And I honestly think that this should have been stuff that they talked about completely, very clearly during the January 12th presentation. Like, all they said was, oh yeah, you're gonna have to pay for it, and you're gonna have to use a phone app. Like, that's all they said for the online for this system, and that's definitely not enough. I want to know exactly what this phone app is going to be like, when is it coming out, and I think that they're going to have to tell us. Like they said, there's going to be a trial period for the Nintendo Switch happening in March. Well, the system is launching in March, so they're definitely going to have to say something about online eventually, and so I really hope that they do tell us about this really soon, because the system is going to be launching, and I'm pretty sure Zelda doesn't have anything with online, so I can see why they might want to hold off a little bit until the system comes out. But I mean, there's going to be games, like I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is definitely going to have online. I think the Splatoon Global Test Fire is going to be online as well, so they definitely should tell us some stuff about online. I want to see what this phone app is going to be like. I want to see how it works and everything like that, so hopefully they're more clear about this and they tell us more about the online, because that's definitely something that I'm very curious about. And so yeah, there you guys go. Those are 5 big things that I want to see about the Nintendo Switch, or like 5 big things that I'm still curious about and that still Nintendo hasn't said much about them. And so I really hope that they do address this. I'm sure they'll have to eventually before launch. I think that there might be some sort of like announcement, maybe on Nintendo's website. They'll have a whole bunch of stuff like the UI walkthrough and stuff like that. Maybe they'll talk about that on their website. So yeah, maybe they'll do that. They could have like a Nintendo Direct where they just go over this stuff really really fast, but I definitely think there is going to be one more information dump right before launch. I think, right now, since the January 12th event, there hasn't been much momentum and hype building up about the Nintendo Switch. I mean, like, sure, we've had those awesome commercials and like the media have gotten to play with it and stuff like that, but just for like normal fans and stuff, there hasn't been like a big information dump on the Nintendo Switch yet. So I think right before launch we might get like one little announcement or something like that, and a good amount of information, and I think that will probably do it right before launch. And so yeah, I hope that comes really soon. And as always, if you guys like this video, please be sure to click that like button. It really does help me out. And as always, if you guys have other questions that you are questioning about the Nintendo Switch, then you guys can question them down below as well. You guys can let me know what questions you have about the Nintendo Switch. And as always, if you guys are hyped for the Nintendo Switch and you just want more Nintendo content on this channel, then be sure to subscribe. Go follow me on Twitter at actual Aero, and thank you so much for watching.